The Reaper, the Maelstrom, and the Thief is a Dungeons & Dragons show by RollCast and is intended for mature audiences. It contains mature themes, strong language, violence, and drug references. Full content warnings can be found in the episode description. Hello, and welcome back to the season finale of RollCast. Thank you. We have one hell of a session in store to close out this chapter. Over 29 episodes of pure insanity have led to this, from burning down prominent landmarks, trying and failing to implement homebrewed stealth mechanics for a heist, player character deaths, explosions, genocide, and the occasional moment of happiness and whimsy. All of that has led up to this, the potentially final confrontation with the Cult of Merkel. But before we delve headfirst into the abyss, introductions. I am, of course, your host and DM, Tom. But what would a host and DM be without our wonderful players? First off, he's recently had a very close call with death, which, ironic considering who they're fighting against. It's our small, determined, and very knowledgeable gnome, Dix, played by JB.
That's me.
That's you, yes.
Hello.
Next up, our cannibalistic, overconfident cleric suffering a crisis of faith. It's Gregor the Last, played, of course, by Coogan.
Yeah, you fucking know it.
Right. And last, but definitely not least, it's our unsung and forgotten hero of Salt Harbour, harbouring a dark monster and a couple of burning questions. It's our questionably human Taja, Ezador, and Jax, played by Gaz.
Thank you.
So, guys, we know how this works now. We do our introductions, I ask some questions, you give me questionable responses, and then we fade to credit, and I try to recompose myself before we drop into the session. Now, last session, we had quite a light-hearted question, but given the events of all that happened, and the fact that this is the last one of our chapter, I felt I'd get a little bit heavier with you. So, question to the group, and you first, Dix. What was your first experience with death? Now, this could be your own narrowly missed demise, or it could be the first time you encountered someone else's demise, or anything like that. It is completely up to you.
Probably the first time that Dix encountered Ezador and Gregor.
Okay.
Being snatched up by the cultists and placed in the cages.
Right.
I would say that he thought that would have been the time of his death, not knowing what's to come. And just sitting there and waiting for the worst to happen.
So, in all of Dix's quite long life, because he's like, what, 60s, 70s at this point?
He's in his 60s, yeah.
Yeah. He's not had any other brushes with death before that?
No, he hasn't.
Huh.
No, he's narrowly escaped. Well, widely escaped. Definitely a cost. Because he's a little bit fat. He's been on many adventures and travels, but he just always keeps himself safe. He doesn't get himself into any trouble. He's very clever at doing things. If he wanted to do something a little bit dodgy, he's very clever at making sure that he's got all areas covered and removes any element of danger from his life.
Generally likes the match and runs type of thing.
He's cautious.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. I'll admit, I did not know that about Dix. I thought you would have had an old brush with death a little bit earlier. Okay, well, thank you, Dix.
Thank you.
Next up, Gregor. How about you? What was your first experience with death? Whether it's your own first brush with death or the first time you encountered someone else's?
Oh, I would say it would have to be back when I was at the Church of Talos. You see, me and my 5 comrades were taken out in the middle of the night, given nothing but a knife and a little pouch. And they would send us into the wilderness to hunt for, I think it was about a week, I believe, we was out there for. And we had to survive on our own, and it's got to be the first time I catched a rabbit.
Okay.
The first time I've actually ever experienced death. Actually having to kill something for food.
Yeah. Out of interest, how old were you at this point?
I was about 13, I believe.
Huh. I would say
Pretty
quite young, but yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
But yes, that was the training we had to go through, basically, to be worthy of Talos.
I'm a little surprised that Talos's entire thing is kill a rabbit. Got it.
Depends how you kill it.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point. How did you kill the rabbit?
I did.
How? How did you kill the rabbit?
With the knife. Slit its throat.
I mean,
not really funny.
You swing it around your head till its head fell off.
Okay, thank you, Gregor.
I should have added that in, actually. I went to break its neck, and it
Just
started
ripped it
flapping.
off.
And I...
Sorry, guys. Private joke.
Okay. Finally,
I wish I
Ezador,
did.
how about you?
Well, when I look back, the tales I could yarn. But I suppose I should really say the one that was the most significant in my life.
Yeah?
Yes, because, I mean, to go back to the first instance of death, they could go back. We've all experienced it, I suppose, but I suppose the one that really affects me would have been my wife, Corime. That'd be the very first death that I experienced. It really... Yes, thank you. Yes, it changed me. Deep.
Mm.
That was so beautiful.
Aye, she was. Even in the old ages. Because, of course, she grew old. And just natural time took her life. And unfortunately, I stayed, well, as I am, for some strange reason.
Mm.
So I had to watch her decay over, well, not decay, but just grow old with time and just pass with old age, really.
I suppose
I'd say I dealt with it sensibly, but mistakes were made.
I can say, as the DM, both you and I know, you did not deal with it great. But I suppose you can take solace in the fact that, you know, she lived a full life with you. She grew old and then she passed away peacefully. It's not like she was murdered by marauders or anything like that. It's tragic in that she died, but the way that she died wasn't tragic.
No. I mean, if there is such a thing, I suppose you could say it was a rather beautiful death, I suppose. In the comfort of your own home, in your own bed, and peacefully with the person that she loved, which was me at the time.
Yeah. You know what? That's actually a surprisingly heartfelt way to end our final introduction.
Deep.
Well, I think the only thing left to do for now, the final time this season, roll credits. Okay, guys, so the last time that we saw you all, Gregor and Ezador had just kind of been blinked away by Rill, and it had left Dix all alone in the ground floor of the warehouse. Thinking quite quickly, he pulled out a new mind crystal and used it essentially to investigate around the area where they'd disappeared. And using some quick wits, he activated the new mind crystal and actually managed to repeat the spell, forming a large door, a large portal in front of him. Taking a bit of a risk, he walked through it. As this had been happening, though, Gregor and Ezador had been blinked to a different section, one that they weren't too sure of. But next to them was the almost unconscious form of Rill. They asked him some questions, not very politely, but they asked him some questions, got a little bit more information out of him. At this point, Gregor and Ezador, who was now in his Jax form, had been blinked to a new room within the warehouse with Rill, who was barely conscious. They got some information out of him, and feeling that he had lived up to his full usefulness, Jax started trying to murder him by slamming his face against the grill on the floor. Gregor tried to talk him out of it, and actually got through to Jax. Unfortunately, though, due to how almost dead Rill was, just the mere action of dropping him onto the floor caused him to, caused his head to explode, essentially. It was at this point in time that Dix walked through the portal, literally to witness Rill's head exploding on the floor. As silence fell around again, they realised that they were in a makeshift torture room, not unlike the one that they had come across in the Temple of Merkel. After looking around and looting the corpse of Rill, during which Jax got his nice little blink watch, they exited and found themselves in a large corridor with multiple rooms on either side. However, before they could really explore, Gregor heard a loud screaming noise coming down from the end of one of the hallways. Acting quickly and with an unmatched and not really seen before display of athleticism, he jumped and karate kicked the door open. And in front of him, he found the bloodied, beaten, tortured and broken form of Vesh Crystalhuter, surrounded by numerous glowing glyphs. And there, on top of a stage, was Dravlan Temple, screaming at her to do it again. What it was, you were not too sure of, although you would later realise it was the formation of new mind crystals. Surprisingly, Dravlan greeted Gregor almost as a friend, almost acting like he was happy to see him. Gregor did not reciprocate this, understandably,
Nope.
and neither did Dix or Ezador. The conversation soon turned sour, with insults and barbs exchanged on either side, with Dravlan saying that they had arrived too late, that the cult's task was already well underway, and that there was nothing they could do to stop them. For a brief moment, it seemed like Dravlan might actually allow Vesh to return with them. But again, this was quickly stopped after more insults from both sides, and Dravlan realising that he could use Vesh to create more new mind crystals and keep his end of the bargain with Halfwood. A fight broke out, and during which the trio held their own admirably, right up until the point that Gregor fired a point-blank guiding bolt at Dravlan. He missed and hit a green new mind crystal, causing it to shatter and releasing a large amount of arcane energy. This caused multiple tree roots to rapidly grow and expand, shooting the entire top floor of the warehouse and a section of the lower portion of the warehouse high into the sky, bursting through the dark area, bursting through the ground floor essentially of Salt Harbour, until they were left hundreds of feet above Salt Harbour itself. The tree roots vanished, and soon they all found themselves in free fall. Again, another battle for survival broke out, and Dix, thinking quite an ingenuitive plan, pulled out his little pocket boat essentially, spread it out on the edge of the room that was now plummeting, and got Vesh to climb inside. Whilst he waited, though, for Gregor and Ezador to join him, Dravlan noticed his plan, and, as he is a cleric like Gregor, fired a guiding bolt. Unfortunately, though, unlike Gregor's guiding bolt, this one did not miss. It pierced the side of the boat and hit Dix square in the chest, knocking him unconscious and at death's door. With desperation growing, Vesh pleaded with Ezador to throw the nearby yellow new mind crystal, to which he did. Unfortunately, though, in the sheer panic and excitement of the battle, the arc of the crystal was a little bit too high and missed Vesh. She, in turn, dived after it, diving over the actual edge of the entire platform itself, whilst Ezador and Gregor continued their battle with Dravlan and the remaining cult member. Just when all hope seemed lost, Vesh grabbed onto the crystal, and in response, all the other yellow new mind crystals on the warehouse floor started glowing. Before they could really take heed of what had happened, the vision went blank, and there was an awful crashing noise as they all spilled out, rolling, battered, bruised, onto an oddly dry riverbed floor. As they looked around, and as Vesh explained, she had teleported them to Lake Poentitia, a place with high necrotic arcane energy, one that they had heard previously in some of the plans for the Cult of Merkel, where Mistra had been buried. Looking around, they saw that the lake itself had been parted, the waves pressing, but not actually breaking, forming a large, dry area for them. And in the distance, they could see a huddle of figures, presumed to be yet more cult members. But before they could do anything, they needed to deal with Dix and his unconscious form. Dix, very close to the edge of death, almost passed away, but Gregor, kind of atoning for his past actions of not saving his previous comrades, punched Dix in the chest, which somehow brought him back to life. This is, of course, after Vesh almost willed herself to be sacrificed to heal everyone up and stop the cult. But with Gregor and Ezador both reasoning that doing so would invalidate their entire reason for this mission, they rejected that. And as I say, Gregor essentially resuscitated Dix. As they began to make their way towards this gathering of people, to the side they saw an odd sight. A tabaxi, a leopard-printed tabaxi, wearing essentially sand robes and sand scarves, sat in front of a bag, a small bag. He gestured them over, and as they approached, Gregor realised that this was his old friend, might not really be the right word, but old acquaintance, Lincia, the tabaxi trader. And that is where we got up to, guys.
One question.
Yes.
What time of day is it?
I would say, given the position of how I did the sun in the Fallen Sky map, you're probably looking just after midday. Because you guys, let me quickly map this out. You guys caused a fight in the Gregor caused a fight in the mid-afternoon. You then went down into the dark area for a good couple of hours. Gregor had his fight, blew up an entire shop. You and Ezador and Gregor blew up an entire shop. Then you had a long rest, which would take you into the early hours of the morning. Explored again for a bit more hours. Had your fight, which I would say that entire kind of like time period would be about 6 or so hours. So you're looking around about noon, midday, just after.
Is there a place we don't go where we don't destroy it?
No.
Doesn't seem to be.
No, you were all quite good at destroying shit.
I'll take that as a compliment.
I wouldn't. Right, guys. So, like I said, last we joined you all. You had just kind of re-met Lincia, the tabaxi trader. So I will just quickly move us on to today's map for the session. That you are all seeing definitely for the first time. Not a single one of you have accidentally seen it.
Yeah.
Hey, very nice.
Thank you. But yes, as you can see, in the lower area is the crash site itself. Vesh is still at that crash site. She's kind of decided to take a little bit of a backseat, as it were, given how tired and drained she was after transporting you all there. If you have a bit of a closer look where you three are, you'll be able to see Lincia.
Yes.
Excuse me.
Ah, Lincia, nice to meet you. Wait a minute. I just turn around and head straight back to the rubble. Draftland!
Roll me a perception check.
What's that big fucking bird?
That's a seagull. That's called perspective.
Oh.
They are seagulls flying ahead, guys.
There's like 100-foot bird behind us we need to think about.
I tried to paint shadows underneath. Shadows really difficult, it turns out.
Sorry.
It's fine, just...
I haven't met Lincia before, have I?
You have not. You have heard of Lincia before. You rolled a roll on the last session, which basically said, yeah, you'd heard of Lincia. You've never had the pleasure of meeting him. Essentially, Lincia at times would come to your tower, wouldn't actually enter the tower, but he would sell to other people on the outskirts of the tower itself. For some reason, he was never allowed inside.
Ah, but Lincia. It must be.
Ah, Dix, I believe it is, yes.
Oh, it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I'll leave it to shake his hand.
He reaches out a furry clawed hand and just gently takes yours and just shakes it.
Pleasure to make your acquaintance. I have
Yes,
heard many things about you.
Oh, I feel quite privileged. I'm not feeling so.
I got 12.
Not feeling so great at the moment. I don't suppose you have any wares, any
Lincia is glad.
items for me?
Lincia is glad you asked. Lincia of this. Lincia has various items for all three of you if the lizard would like to come back at some point. Lincia has 2 items that are the same for each of you, and 1 special specific item for each of you too. Almost like it is tailored towards you.
Oh, and are these free?
Oh, my friend. Lincia is here to help. Lincia cannot provide direct help. It is not allowed. So Lincia is doing what he does best and selling his wares. However, Lincia cannot just give you them. What gold do you have on you, my friend?
Well, it doesn't matter how much gold, but we'll see how much things cost, and we can go through there.
Very well.
Gregor?
As Gregor is stomping around in the background, what did you get again for your perception, please?
12.
12. All that you can find at the moment is kind of Vesh just sat on the very edge of a still smouldering barrel. You can see that there is a very obvious body of a cultist, wrapped around one of the statues that were in the warehouse before it got destroyed. You can't see Dravlan anywhere. You can't see his corpse. You can't see hide nor tail of him.
Right. I'm just Okay, I'm just looking around for Dravlan at this point. Just going, Dravlan! I'm still in clearage rage. So he's still a bit angry.
You can roll another perception or investigation check if you wish.
Yeah, go on. Oh, better. 18.
As you're looking around, you kind of lift up some of the rubble, you lift up some of the planks and start chucking the wooden parts of shattered barrels around. You almost burn yourself on you almost burn your hand on some smouldering rubble, but realise fire doesn't really seem to affect you at the moment, so you move it. And there is a smouldering black cape that you believe may have belonged to Dravlan. But again, his body is not there.
Dravlan! I'm gonna kill you.
We jump back to Lincia.
The lizard looks and sounds very angry, yes. Maybe if he comes back, Lincia can show you all his wares.
I'm trying to get him back. Gregor!
Do better.
I'll scurry over.
Okay. What are you doing to try and get him back? Are you just kind of yanking on his arm type of thing?
I'm gonna pull on his chainmail. Chainmail?
Scale mail, I think.
Scale mail.
It's not scale mail anymore, it's the other one.
He must have. I'll pull on one of his scales. Gregor.
What is it, Dix?
He's gone. He's gone. Come over here with me.
You coward!
Vesh, are you coming?
No, I'm just gonna rest here for a little bit. Teleporting us is very draining.
Oh! I just walk over to Vesh, and can I cast... No. Can I cast Prayer of Healing?
You can. What does that do?
Basically, up to 6 creatures of your choice that you can see with range, within range can each regain hit points equal to 2d8s.
Okay, yeah, go for it. You want to roll those?
Actually, can I still see Ezador?
Yeah, Ezador is still in sight. If you're next to Vesh, I would estimate that you are probably about 60 feet away, 50, 60 feet away. So he's still within viewing distance.
I can also see Dix.
You can, yes.
Yeah, can I heal everyone then?
Okay, how do you do that?
Might as well.
Is that still the same spell?
Still the same spell.
Yep, go for it. If you all want to roll your 2d8 of healing.
2d8.
2d8, I believe you said.
2d8s, yeah. Plus my spell casting ability modifier.
Okay, what's that then?
Just bit of healing. +7.
Okay, 2d8 plus 7 it is then.
16 for me.
Thank you very much.
Oh, yeah. That's much better.
She rolled
Thank
2
you.
8s. How do you do this, Gregor, then? Sorry. Like,
I kneel down and... okay, I can't really play... because I have to do it verbally. So I'm going to have to pray to someone.
You might have to rescind those hate points, guys. If you can't think of someone to pray to.
I prayed to Lathander.
Okay.
Because she is got an embedded on my actual mail that I've got from Mom. Did I say that right?
You can tell it's the season finale when Coogan is pulling the jokes from fucking 13 episodes ago. No, it's embedded.
Embedded, sorry.
Thank you.
It's got the Lathander crest on it, doesn't
Yes, it does. It does. Yes, as you start muttering a prayer out loud to Lathander, it takes a split second, but then everyone around that you are casting the spell around feels a nice warming light. They feel as though their burdens have been lifted slightly and that their wounds have been cured. Not fully, unless it's fully restored your hit points, but... At this point, are you making your way back over to the group then?
Yes. Now you sit tight, Vesh. We'll be back.
Okay, will do. As you start... Sorry, again?
Are you not feeling well enough to join us now?
I'd still rather stay away from, she's shouting because you're like 50 feet away from her. I'd rather stay away from the, and starts gesturing towards the figures that are in the distance. If that's not good news, then I don't want to be in the crossfire.
When have we ever
Good point.
steered you wrong, Vesh?
I've known you for literally like 10 minutes.
Well, exactly.
In that time, I fell from the sky.
And you're safe.
Well, safe is subjective. There's a burning wreck behind me and cult members in front of me. Back here is probably the safest.
Okay,
Come on.
okay. You just stay there and
Sleep.
sleep.
I've not slept in over 24 hours. I'm not feeling good.
Come on, Vesh, push yourself over here.
Nope, I'm staying here. Stop trying to move me. I'm
3
comfy
hours
here.
later.
Fine.
Come on, Vesh, it's fine.
I'm just a little squirrel girl who's trying to go to sleep. Leave me the fuck alone.
I'm worried she goes disappearing again while we're all over there. She's all right.
I'm literally just going to sleep, Dix.
What if Draftland all of a sudden appears with one of these watches, one of these blink watches, and snaps her up again? Then we have to go through the whole thing again.
I'm willing to take that risk. I'm really tired.
On the side of caution here.
I'm so goddamn tired.
Come on, Dix. She wants to stay. Let her stay.
It's on you.
The fire's warm.
I'll walk back to Lincia.
As you free approach Lincia.
Your business is concluded, yes. So, your business of Lincia begins.
Yes, what have you got to offer me?
Well, like I said to your small friend Dix, and
Just kind of looks at Ezador.
Jax, am I right?
No, it's Ezador. Although
Close enough.
Jax is there. May I? How would you know that name?
Lincia knows many things from Lincia's travels.
And so, and yet I don't seem to know much about you, my friend.
Well, the most discreet and best businessman there is cannot be telling everyone about his comings and goings and toings and froings, can he? discretion is the name of the game.
Indeed.
Now, I apologize I cut you off, Ezador.
No, you were saying you had something for two of us. By which two would you be friends?
I have two things for each of you, which are all the same. One specific item for each of you.
So you have two things for three of us,
yes,
and one thing for one of us.
How about Lincia just shows you what Lincia has?
Is that three things?
Yes, 3 things in total for each of you. 2 of them are the same thing for each of you. And the third item...
So is it one thing each for each of us?
You know what? Lincia has never had to do this before, but Lincia has his map, so Lincia can just clamber into his bag and pull these items out. God damn it. Talos, damn it. I don't even like Talos.
And with that, he just kind of opens the bag and hops in for a second. About 5 seconds... 5 seconds pass, and you see this little leopard hand, pull himself back out again.
As promised, Lincia has returned. Now, I hold here.
And he pulls out 3 bottles with shimmering gold liquid in, with kind of angelic wings where handles would be.
These,
he says, holding all 3 of them in one hand with the other hand behind his back,
are potions of angelic slumber. If you drink them, as the name suggests, you will go into a slumber for 30 seconds. And when you awake, it will be like nothing is wrong with you. You have returned to full strength. If you are wizard or magic, all of your magic has returned. If you have other slots, as they were, they have returned too.
20 gold pieces.
How much gold does Dragonborn have on him?
I just look into my bag of holding. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm just going to continue like that.
How about you, Dix? How many golds do you have?
Oh, I'd rather not say.
And you, Ezador? How about you? Are you willing to divulge the amount?
Quite right, Dix. You never tell a merchant your wealth. That's the first no-no in any market scams, you know. No. Much rather we find out the price you think you're worth.
Okay, but how about this?
I just, as Ezador's finished that, I got 29,430 gold pieces.
A big grin just spreads across Lincia's face.
Gregor, always the helpful one. Very well. Well, Lincia will put these on the side. Not quite sure what happened when Lincia was there. Excited, I guess. For no reason if the golds. Now, Lincia will put these potions on the side. Dink, dink, dink. And Lincia also has these, just
out of nowhere, pulls 3 more bottles out with shimmering red liquid in them.
These are potions of greater healing. I'm sure you all the adventurers that you are, know how they work. Yes?
Very true, but I've got one question.
Yes?
How do we know if these work?
That is actually a good question. Trust Lincia, I suppose?
Or we all have a taste?
No.
Why not?
Because then it won't work if you have a tiny drop of a specified amount. If you take medicine and you have a tiny bit of the medicine, and then hours later you have more of the medicine, it does not work. There's a reason why there is instructions. Yes.
How many greater healing potions could someone acquire? Let's say if they was to swap for a potion of supreme healing?
Ooh, that is a very good question, Dix. Let Lincia climb into his bag and have a look-see.
Supreme healing, yeah?
Yeah. What was you thinking, Ezador?
I'm just thinking he's shown us 6 things.
What things?
It's only meant to be 3.
He's only shown us 2 things.
Well, 6 potions.
No, I believe he's offering us one of these potions each for each of us.
But one
What?
is specifically for one of us.
Yeah, so that I think the next thing he's going to pull out is going to be the specific thing.
I'm going to wait for the grand reveal.
Why don't I just buy them and give you?
Because
The
we'd like to. Because a bit of bartering.
Yes,
Gregor.
You, my friend Gregor, I mean, you're a lovely chap. Well, a lizard, whatever you are. But when it comes to haggling, I think you best leave it to us, if you know what I mean.
I've got all this money. I mean, I might as well spend it.
You're not going to keep that money by spending it all, and I can't believe you've got, what did you say, 27,000?
True, but at the end of the day, I'm not going to live forever.
That is.
I might as well spend it.
Well, I might.
Yeah, we can do something with
I
this.
can't spend it when
We
I'm
can
dead.
we could change the world with this amount of
Yes.
money.
I might very well live for a very long time, and I wouldn't mind that money. So I'm just going to chuck it at the first tabaxi you see with his magic bag.
Just
this-
hold on to it for now.
The leopard paw comes back out and reaches out.
Supreme healing, you say?
Yes.
Well, for a supreme healing potion, you can buy out Lincia's stock of greater healing potions and have the free angelic slumbers.
That's good to know.
Yes.
How much
can-
are you selling all your stock?
Trust me, Gregor, you do not have enough to buy all of Lincia's stock. Hundreds of platinums worth.
Yeah, I've only got
Not that
Can
many.
not that many, unfortunately. 4.
Can I meta here for a second?
Yes, of course.
Because I'm not understanding why the value is so great of a supreme healing when it's only one use.
A supreme healing potion is worth 25,000 gold pieces.
But why? Because it only gives you 4d10 plus 20 when you heal.
So
What? That's a full heal.
That's 60.
Yeah, no, but it's way overkill.
I know, but that's just going by the general D&D.
It's like if you needed to heal 30, like say 15 health, when would you ever want to use a supreme healing that gives you that amount of
well,
health?
don't forget
on
your
yourself?
health goes up. We're still like early 4, like
Yeah, you wouldn't
level
howl,
6 at the moment.
Yeah, I was going to say, bear in mind, yeah,
that's a
supreme
good
healing
point.
is meant for like level 14 to level 18
Yeah.
type of stuff.
That is a good point. However, I'm thinking, because that's only one single use, however, lots of potions of greater healing, to me, is going to be more valuable to use in single uses.
Can I just point out, when he says his entire stock of greater healing potions, he doesn't mean those free.
No, I know it doesn't. It means
Oh,
that's
okay,
why
yeah.
I was querying it, because
Yes,
I'm
yes.
thinking how I can't quite tally it up. But if it's worth, thank you for telling me it's worth 20,000 gold pieces.
25, I think you said.
20 to 25, depending on the vendor.
Ah,
Yeah, I just wanted to question it because I didn't
Yeah.
realise it was that valuable.
No, that's why he is willing to give... let me just quickly math something out. He's willing to give... Actually, I should do this in character. But
yeah,
he's
we'll do it
willing.
in character, yeah.
He's willing to give his stock plus 3 angelic slumber potions. Angelic slumber potions are not inherently D&D. I think it's Baldur's Gate potentially, but Baldur's Gate is set in Fey Rune, so I'm just pulling them in. They're worth a lot. Like a couple of thousand each at least.
I think it's
So,
a
like-
no-brainer.
What I'm saying.
Yeah, it's a very good plan. Just talking meta here, like clear open meta. It's a very good plan, and it is something that I am glad that you guys are doing. This is literally bartering, which is great.
I've just got to work out whether it'd be better to sell that and buy potions of greater healing, because that might be exponentially more than he's got to offer me. But we'll see. Can you tell me? You shouldn't really, though, should you?
Can I tell you what? Sorry. Oh no, I can't. I can't, but I can tell you how.
much greater healing
I can tell.
costs.
Lincia can tell you how much stock he's got.
Yeah, he's gonna lie, so I'm not really interested. But okay, yeah, let's go.
I mean, you can insight.
So, as Lincia was saying, Lincia's entire stock of greater healing potions and the free angelic slumber potions.
And, how many greater healing potions do you have?
57.
57. Do you know what the current value in the market for these would be? How much would you sell one for?
To you, 300 gold.
And that's with discount.
That is with discount, yes.
Oh, I'm just going to get my...
Can I roll for insight on that?
You can, yes.
I'm just going to get my parchment out and try and work out the math for that.
Yeah, go for it.
I come to just under 17,000.
And of course,
Plus
as
angelic.
Lincia says, yes, the angelic slumber is a good deal.
Can I just whisper
15
to
I
Dix?
got.
Remember, Dix, there may not actually well be a merchant between now and the next time we find ourselves in trouble.
Yes. I was thinking that.
Yes.
This is... There's a fair price. Let's see. What if we did... 2... You say value is 300.
Yes, give or takes. That is with discount.
And 3 angelic potions.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna think about this.
Very well.
I'm just very curious as to what this third thing was.
Yes. Lincia already has them. And like Lincia says, it is an item for each of you, specific to you. Lincia's voice is hurting from this voice. For the love of God, don't make Lincia say more than he needs to.
So from behind his back, he pulls out what looks to be a letter, Dix.
For you, Dix, a letter. It has reference to your eldest brother, who is now missing and going by the name of Erdlin. I believe that this I intercepted from realms unknown, and it will be of great interest for you should you wish to find your brother.
My brother is missing.
The
Give
eldest.
me that.
Payment first.
Payment
This
for a
can-
letter?
This is wares that Lincia purchased, we shall say.
How much?
For this, yes, he's only trinkets really, so 40 gold.
40 gold. I'll pay him 40 gold for it.
He hands you the letter.
Lincia would suggest you wait until after you have dealt with Colt. Otherwise, your mind will be wanderings elsewhere.
What do you mean? I need to read this letter.
Your mind will be wanderings elsewhere. This letter contains information about what your brother has become. And if you know that, then Lincia believes that you will not do your best. You'll be distracted. And if you are distracted, then the cult may win.
So, Dix's brother's gone mental?
Maybes.
Ezador, do you know what he's talking about? I don't understand what he's talking about.
Not really. I'm not sure how much of a wise move that was to Baxi to be giving him something like this before such an encounter that they were going to be having.
Yes, Lincia realizes now maybe he should have just got Dix to pay a deposit and Lincia provides him it afterwards. Lincia thought he would give drive for maybe, I don't know, a side quest later on.
Maybe.
To heavens with this! I'm going to open it and read it.
Okay. Dix, as you pull open the letter, roll me a... Do we have intelligence? We do have intelligence, don't we? Knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
have intelligence. No, it's
We-
intelligence.
It is intelligent.
Yeah.
Roll me that then. Or knowledge. Whichever one is the real one.
9.
Written in front of you is letters that you don't understand.
Is it encrypted?
It is either encrypted or in a language that you don't understand. Do you understand Sylvan?
No.
So what appears to you is a lot of curls and swirls and circles and everything. Quite a few of them are repeated, so it is obviously a language to you. Not to you, but
So
you can see it's a language.
I can tell it's another language.
Yes.
I can't possibly read this. Does anybody know what this says? I'm going to walk around everybody and ask them.
Does anyone know Sylvan?
Nope.
Okay. Really?
Yeah,
That's
that
impressive.
It's like
I forgot about that.
Colin
Okay.
Sylvan and Abyssal.
Okay, in which case, I'm going to just quickly type something to you.
You didn't want me to say that, did you?
I did not know.
He didn't want me to open it.
I fucking didn't. It's meant to be a teaser for next chapter, you twats. Honestly, you try and tease stuff up.
Well, we want it now. We want it now.
Yeah, I want it now. It's my brother's missing. No chance I'm not going to open it.
There you go.
Okay. Let me have a read of that one.
I may have had to
Whoa.
condense an actual document down quickly off the top of my head for this.
Nice.
Oh, right. Oh, okay.
What does it say?
Hang on, Dix.
Ezador finishes reading it and burns it.
Just getting to the nub of the matter, really. Oh, that's perfectly fine. Go.
Dix.
Honestly,
Dix.
Tabaxi, right? You create drama, there really isn't none. Have you not read this letter?
Lincia has, and Lincia believed it would be of use to Dix
Yeah.
later down the line.
It's nothing to worry about, Dix. He simply,
What does it say?
well, it just says he was basically going on a hunting trip and he had a rather nasty fall and he injured himself. He's resting up at a tavern, rather quaint tavern, he's saying, lovely drinks and just getting readied up, and he's missing Sorrel, and not to worry, when he's ready he'll be on his way back. Yes.
Can I roll
Stop.
for insight
Is he
to
on
see if he's lying?
Nothing of the sort. Nothing to trouble yourself about things.
You can, Gregor.
On his way back to Sorrel?
Yes,
Why would he be going back to Sorrel?
because he misses the village.
17.
I don't believe him, and I'm going to roll an insight.
Okay, you roll insight. Gregor, please, what was yours?
17.
Yeah, that's not what the letter said.
I got 13.
You are that overcome with emotion that you're not 100% sure that that's the truth. You feel less like Ezador is lying and more like he may have mistranslated. But with a 13, you believe that the crux of it all might be true.
Sorrel doesn't make any sense. Why would he be going back to Sorrel? Are you sure that's what the letter says, Ezador?
Well, yes, I mean, it's been some time. I mean, I've been locked up in a cage, haven't I, for so long that I've actually had to deal with the Sylvan language. But the general gist is basically that he's had a bit of a mishap, but he's perfectly fine and not to worry.
Lincia, is that what you read? Why would you think this was an urgent matter for me?
Lincia will not divulge contents. Lincia,
Did you read?
No, Lincia did not. That is why it was sealed.
You did not read?
No, Lincia felt the order from the letter.
We can prove this.
I want to insight on him as well as to whether
Go for it.
he's lying as to whether he's not seen this letter or the contents of this letter. If he's unaware, I want to roll an insight to see if he's unaware of the contents of this letter.
Specifically about the contents of the letter. Okay, go for it.
Yeah. 19.
You get the feeling that he does not know the exact specifics of the letter. You get the feeling that he is telling the truth, that there is an aura, a vibe, a magic eminence of the letter itself. He knows that it is from somewhere that has significance to Erdlin, and knows that it is about Erdlin due to that, but he has not opened the letter to peruse it himself.
Can I not feel this?
Detect magic
well?
if you wish. Or Arcana. Roll Arcana.
18.
You can feel the remnants of magical energy coming off of it. Given how well versed you are in magic and the magic of this realm, you know that the magic that's coming off of it is not of this realm.
Not of this realm.
Not of this realm.
I'm inclined not to believe that.
Lindsay,
I don't believe this is true.
Well,
Ezador, you promise you're that's what it says, yes? Because if it does, I believe this is false.
Dix, I would let it go. I think we got a little bit
But
more
Dix,
important matters to deal with.
Dix, let's put it on this side. Would I steer you wrong? If there was something disastrously wrong, I would tell you. And I'm telling you, the best of my knowledge is he's doing fine. And he's going to be back. You can proofread it when we find someone who may be a bit more versed than me. That's it. But we can just
Gregor,
keep
roll a
this...
perception, please. Sorry, keep going.
Yeah, we can just keep this later, nice and safe, and have a good read later. We'll just get the job done that we've come to do, and then we can figure all this muddle out later, eh?
Alright, okay.
Gregor, what did
I'll
you
let it go.
What did you get?
Natural 20.
As you're looking around, you can see that the huddle of people are starting to move a little bit more around.
And I suggest we might
huddled
need
people.
to actually conclude our transactions with haste, because we had some rather
pressing
those cultists
matters.
move.
on their way to our location at this specific time,
Okay.
right now.
I will accept your offer for the potions.
Wonderful. 57 healing potions for you, 3 angelic slumbers. If you drink them 30 seconds, then you get fully healed. Lindsay
Yes,
would
yes.
suggest that you take letter to translator. Now,
Turns to Gregor.
for you, Lindsay is going to have to, abridge this.
Pulls it out, and it is a leather-bound book with the crest of Lathander on it.
Ooh,
This is a
interesting.
book of Lathander. It details his deeds, the religion, and how, most importantly, as Lindsay detects conflict within you, how to become a cleric of Lathander.
Interesting.
Yes.
I'll keep that in mind.
Potentially a quest for later days, yes.
Well, the prayer worked, so I may as well give it a go.
You have synergy, which is good. And now, finally, you dear Ezadix. Not Ezadix, Ezajax. There we go. I got you two mixed up. Dix was talking a lot to me then, and... Oh, Sylvan. It's fun. For you,
Pulls out another book.
this, I believe, will be incredibly important for you. It is a book of...
And he leans in very close and whispers in your ear.
Gay porn.
As he pulls back out,
Lincia has personal notes in there that Lincia thinks will be of particular interest, which could help provide answers or hints to some of the questions that Ezajax seeks.
Name your price.
So for the Book of Lathander, that is just a simple book, 20 gold. For your book, it is a little rarer, 45 gold.
Done.
Bargain. I just give him 20 gold.
Lincia happily accepts your gold, he says as he takes it. And how about you, Ezajax?
What if I give you, really quickly,
Quickly.
a bound script as well?
How much is the bound? What is this bound script? What
It's
is it
one-
about?
Just one bound script. That is it. Just the one bad script.
30 gold pieces.
Okay, I'll give you that and 15 gold then.
Yes, Lindsay will accept this.
So I'm guessing you give them the
Go on.
gold and the bound parchment. Just kind of chucks it into the bag.
Right. I believe that you all have something to do. Yes.
Take that Merkel.
Yes, I'm
Yes.
going to drink one of these. I'm going to drink one of those.
Angelic
potions.
Slumber?
No,
Oh,
the
the
greater
healing?
healing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, roll your healing then.
Are you not here, Jack?
No.
It was
Hey.
indeed.
Hey, Dix, can I have one of those potions?
Yes, of course. I'll throw one for Gregor. Ezador, you in need?
No, I'm fine.
Is this a healing potion? I want the other potion.
The potion of angelic slumber.
Do you really want to go to sleep right now?
It's only for a moment. And then you
Well, we
wake
only
up.
have 3 of these. Do we? Is this the right time? Should we use them now?
Well,
Yeah,
I really need to do my spells checks.
Okay,
All right.
I'll pass in one of those as well.
Lovely.
That's 13 healing from me.
Okay. So yes, you chuck it down and you feel this warmness radiating from you as your wounds heal 13 points.
Oh, it's much better.
Great. I just drink my potion and just lay on the ground, ready to pass out.
The second it touches your lips, you kind of boom onto the floor out cold for 30
Yes.
seconds.
That's one down.
Gregor?
Sorry, Ezador, you're muted there. I couldn't hear you at the least.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Whatever you said, I just couldn't hear that, I'm afraid.
That's one down.
Are you...
Gregor, sorry.
Sorry, I was just going to say, Ezador, are you doing anything whilst Gregor's just passed out?
No, but I'll just go.
Okay, sorry, Dix.
I guess maybe I should do the same as well. I'm going to drink one of those angelic potions.
Second hit goes down your throat. Boom. But quite a bump as you hit the deck.
2 down.
2 down.
Ezador, are you drinking the potion? Are you good?
Is he?
No, I think I'll wait.
Wednesday just looks up at you.
That's probably a good idea. Not good for all of you to be asleep.
No, I think one of us needs to be conscious.
Yes. Now, if you would kindly just look down at your friends for 1 second, take your eyes off Lincia.
Do you do that?
Yeah.
The second you look back up, he's gone.
Yeah.
Just
Tricks.
vanished.
Trixie Tabaxi.
Right, so Dix and Gregor, you have both fallen into an angelic slumber for 30 seconds. Ezador, are you wishing to do anything?
Go look around. I'm gonna look at Gregor's bag of holding. And I'm gonna have a peek inside.
You find an obscene amount of gold in there
Gregor!
and some platinum pieces.
Well, how much money you got? Anything else?
What else do you have in your bag?
Just give me a minute while I look.
Divulge!
Here we go. I got a potion of gaseous form,
Yep.
Potion of gaseous form?
oil of slipperiness,
Slippery oil?
a wand of a war mage +1.
Warm age?
I really wanted to sell it to that tabaxi, but I never got around to it. Crystal, 6 of them, 6 crystals. Crown of horns.
As you crown of thorns.
Oh, thorns, sorry.
Thorns. As you look at the crown as a door, Gregor starts to wake up.
Oh, put it back.
I feel so much better.
And at this point, Dix wakes up too.
Oh, you're up, Gregor. About time. We've got some
Why?
people
Why are
on
you
the
so
way.
close to me?
I've never felt better.
Yeah, you both feel as though this is the best rested you have ever been in your life. You have never felt as good as you currently do.
I must say, Gregor, I feel refreshed.
Same here, but I woke up with
not-
Ezador hanging
moments
around.
ago, I was near on death.
I'm glad you're feeling so much better.
It's strange, isn't it?
Anyway, I think we got a
Magic.
problem in front of us. I think we should deal with those cultists that are walking towards us.
Oh no, they're not walking towards you. They are still gathered around, but they are moving around as they're gathered.
Oh, they're moving around. It looks like they're doing something over there.
Shall we go and gate crash?
Not again.
I'm happy with that.
Can I
Can I just sling out my hammer and
Can
just
I
start
just
walking
check
towards them?
the placement of this letter? I intended to, after I read it, slip it in my pocket.
Roll me a sleight of hand versus Dix's perception, please.
$21.
That's going to be difficult to beat.
Well, I am beat it. I don't know what my sleight of hand is, but I rolled a 7, so...
Okay, yeah, so Ezador, you kind of like have this letter and you start you've been holding onto this letter as you're rifling through the bag and you kind of like try to slide it into your top pocket, and as you do, Dix, you just spot him starting to slide this letter in.
I'll take care of that, Ezador. Thank you.
Oh, sorry.
I'll reach out for it.
Sorry. They slipped my mind. You know how it is. In the hand goes in the pocket.
Yes, we need to take care of this at some point. I'm going to slip it into... Not that I have one of those, but...
You're going to slip it into your armour somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have the letter from Lincia, we'll call it.
So we move towards the shadows.
Let's.
So, as you guys start approaching the shadows then, a couple of
Vesh.
birds start... Whoa, I was sleeping!
Enough sleep, come on.
No, I'm sleeping here, leave me alone.
No,
Grouchy.
You've got to come, or we're
No.
all going to be very grouchy in a minute. Now, get here.
Roll persuasion.
A 12.
With an 18, she beats that. No, I'm sleepy. It's warm here by the fire.
Maybe it's best you hand back.
Maybe. Dangerous up there with cultists.
He's not a fighter. Come on,
No.
let's go.
You don't move.
I don't intend to. I just want to sleep. It's been a rough day.
Fish! Come on! I'll go and grab her myself.
Roller
Not forcefully, but
roll a strength check.
just encouragement.
Roll a strength check.
She's dead.
Some back.
I have -1.
Okay, roll a dex save with disadvantage.
She's gonna kick his ass.
I wasn't trying to use strength.
You're trying to move her.
10.
So, you weren't around when this happened the first time, but as you're kind of trying to grab her, she starts drifting back off. The crystal necklace, or the crystal embedded into the necklace that she's wearing, starts to glow, and there's a heavy zap of electrical energy that leaps off of the necklace onto you, Dix, shocking you for
40 points of damage.
no, just 2 points of damage. It's more of a warning type of thing, as she is now literally snoring. She is gone.
Oh! You two, there's something wrong here with Vesh.
Let that
She'll
a
be
lesson.
fine.
Let that be a lesson, dudes. That sleeping spells lies.
I don't care for your humour right now, Ezador, but this is...
Not humour, it's a well-known saying from the lands I'm from.
There is something wrong with Vesh. This crystal around her neck is emanating some sort of electrical shocks.
It's just a
Don't you think it's a
reasonable
protective
protection
thing?
charm. You surely have come across them before.
Based on the look of her, I don't think it's doing her any favors. How is it? If we're about to leave, are we going to leave her here?
For now, she can rest here.
The thing is, Dix, I believe we might actually very well be going into a rather big fight. Maybe it's best that it does lay back here.
I'm getting that vibe. Are you getting that vibe too?
Well, then at least let's put her in a more safe location out of sight.
What do you want to do? Dig a hole?
I suggest one of these crates over here. I'm pointing to those crates down in the southwest of the map.
Okay, everyone else roll a perception check, please. It may not be a real life timer going here.
13.
4.
Okay, Ezador, you're just looking at the crate. Dix, you can also roll this if you wish.
I rolled a 12.
So you and Gregor start hearing rumbling.
Yes, Deeks, I think we just need to leave her here for now,
All right.
deal with the problem, and then come back.
It's on you, that's fine. Okay. I've tried. I've honestly tried.
Yeah, and I fully agree, but it doesn't seem to want to move, so...
I just feel like we need her, but okay. Can I search her if she's got anything on her that's going to help in this situation?
Roll investigation, please. As the DM starts hitting his head against the goddamn wall.
8.
No, nothing.
All right,
She
moving
has
on then.
nothing. You lose, sir. Good day. I didn't think I'd be throwing in a Charlie and the Chocolate Factory into this one, but reference to this. Okay. Are you all approaching the group?
Trying.
Yes.
We did.
After a swim, yes.
I chose the wrong year to stop drinking. I really did.
Yes, I will approach where everyone else is.
Okay. So, as you start walking back to the group beyond Vesh, and you catch up with the group, are now, I'm assuming, walking towards the group, the massed group of cultists.
Yes.
As you start doing that, you see that there are 5 cultists stood in front of you. A little ahead of them, so in between them essentially, stood at what looks to be a stone slab, which you, Gregor, recognise to be a plinth. There is another figure.
Plinty.
Big fucking bird.
Did you just say plinty?
Plinty.
You guys can move your figures if you wish, your tokens. I would suggest just before one of the birds, not right there.
Blink, bitch.
You know what?
Yes.
Got it!
You're there.
What do you want to?
Let's get out of here.
I will remove control from you guys. Jesus.
Surprise attack.
You yell
This
once
is-
more.
This is what happens when we have sessions every week.
Yep. It's not like the DM planned this to be a very epic battle session that's been an hour of talking to Lincia. Nonetheless, as you start approaching them, you see, yes, there is a figure stood directly in front of the plinth. As yet another seagull flies overhead, quite a few of them. A little bit confused as to what the fuck's going on below. Gregor, roll me a history check, please, as you are starting to approach.
Ooh, I'm not sure if that's good. 11.
11.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you-
history sucks.
As you approach, and one of the cultists directly in front of you, of these cultists forming an arc around this figure, kind of shifts slightly. You see a figure that is a little familiar to you, but you're not quite sure from where. It is very odd, because even from behind, even with him facing away from you, you can see that he has... Most of his skin is kind of like a dark green, but there are various splotches that look like they have melted and they have turned black. There is like literally just a thin wisp or two of hair lifting in one direction with some black robes like all the others. As you start approaching, the sand shifts underneath you and the figures here, and as one, all 5 of the cult members and the figure behind them turn. You look at this figure once more, and again, you still don't quite recognize him. However, he recognizes you. He turns and he has a wry smile on his face. His face, which is disfigured and scarred beyond all measure, a disgusting mess on his face, one half completely black and melted slightly, almost looking like dripping candles. The other half has other blotches of melted skin peeling down. As I say, there is now just a small patch of hair on his left side, wisps that spike up. He raises a hand, almost, like, hey, type, like, of acknowledgement, and you see that this hand is also badly burned and scarred, leaving it almost skeletal. There are, again, numerous burns all across his face, some in splodges, others spreading right across. However, the most obvious thing, the most disturbing thing to you, is that on the right side of his mouth, there is a hole where the lips meet, right on the edge, causing basically him to look like he's always got a lopsided grin. As he sees you, this grin appears on the other side of his face as well.
Gregor, I was wondering when I would see your face again.
Hello. Who are you?
I thought you would be surprised to see me. It is Merrick, back from the dead. Even after, yes. You do not remember me?
I knew you. You're the leader. Not the leader, you're the... Sorry, let's go.
Deathwalker.
Thank you. You're the Deathwalker that we've been hearing so much about.
Oh, Gregor, I'm so much more than that. Do you not remember your friend, Ragnarok?
I do.
That bastard tied me to a bed, set my home on fire, and left me to burn.
He did tell me that he did something like that, but...
Oh, wow.
I mean...
Oh my. Sounds like...
Yeah, Rag wasn't the most nicest guy in the world, but still.
No, he wasn't. He left me to die, and die I did. And in my final moments, I was consumed with rage, not just with that bastard, but with all living things in Iathlock, and how they had failed me. But Lord Miracle, he saved me, brought me back to this facsimile of life, with the power to enact my revenge. It couldn't fully restore me my face.
Kind of reaches up and touches the burnt side of his face.
It's burnt beyond all recognition, ruined. And I've lived hiding in the shadows. But now, thanks to the cult, thanks to Miracle, I can enact my revenge. Revenge on you, Gregor, for laying the path that led to my downfall with your cheating ways during the fight. revenge on the entire future livestock of Merkel. My only regret is that fool orc perished before I could get my hands on him.
Are you sure it's not your face you regret?
I do not even know who you are. Yet another victim, or soon-to-be victim of yours, Gregor.
We've heard it all before.
I'm still tapping my thing going, Murrug. Still trying to remember like who he is.
Well, maybe this will outjog your memory.
He kind of rasps out.
To me.
He screams, and the two cult members that are flanked on either side walk back to him and kneel down. As they kneel down, he plunges 2 daggers into them. They let out a yelp of pain before falling forwards. Murrug starts chanting quietly, and the sky rumbles and turns black. And as this happens, purple smoke starts swirling around the 2 now corpses. Murrug finishes chanting and looks up at you.
Tell me, Gregor, do you know what happens to souls that perish and remain in the temple of a deity that is not theirs?
Could you jog my memory?
With pleasure.
Can I...
Go on.
Can I ready an action?
You can ready... We're not having another Death Knight situation again where we all chain ready actions, but yes, you can ready an action. Deeks, what are you doing?
When you said those 2 cultists moved towards... Because you removed them now.
Yes.
Are they gone?
They are consumed by swirling smoke.
Would I... If I was to cast something with a 20-foot radius...
Depends what it is. You can certainly try.
Yeah,
Yeah, go for it, try.
I'd like to try, yeah.
What are you casting?
From Cultist 3, I'd like to try and cast Sleep.
Okay, how does that work?
So, I've got to roll some dice, and that'll be
Okay.
the total amount of hit points that this spell can affect.
Okay.
So I've got 90-foot range on it, but it's a 20-foot radius circle. So, we'd just have to see what that would be first.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you want to draw your circle... Oh, I tell you what, I can make it a little bit easier. There we go. Should be able to see some cells now. Whilst you figure this out, I'm going to take a second to have a drink because Murrug's voice now.
That's understandable. Yeah, I see a purple circle.
Do you see 2?
Yeah.
Just figured out how to move it.
As you are, I'm going to say then, as you are casting Sleep, Murrug continues kind of baiting Gregor as you're beginning to cast Sleep. He's literally just asked, do you know what happens to the souls of souls that perish and remain in the temple of a deity? So he continues.
Their souls become forfeit to that deity. And after some people that you know of who died raiding the Temple of Deep Doom, well, you'll see
the smoke continues to swirl. Sorry, again?
I'm guessing he was trying to push the fact that 3 of my friends died in the temple.
Good bit. Okay, Dix.
Yes, that is my circle there. So I don't know if this is going to encounter the other 2 that are in smoke.
No, it does not. I've got them on my screen still for something, and it does not hit them. It would hit Cultist 3 and Murug. And I believe it is the total of whatever you roll has to be above their HP combined. Otherwise, it goes on to... Yeah, starting with the lowest. Okay, so what did you roll?
Let's see. $39.
39. So,
Yeah.
Cultist 3, how are you casting this sleep?
Discreetly.
Okay, so you're kind of like just
While he's-
muttering to yourself.
Yeah, because while he's talking to what his attention's on Gregor,
That is correct.
I just wanted to see if I could put not just him but anyone around him into sleep, so we can sort this whole fucking case out. So while he's talking, I just want to sort of have my head on my hand,
Yeah. Okay.
thinking about my possible lost brother, and looking up towards Murug. I'm just gonna slowly tip the hat.
The hat
To release
tips,
sleep.
and an imperceptible kind of like almost powdery magic seeps out. It starts swirling. Again, not perceptible to anyone but yourself, Deeks. And as it does, the cultist in front of Murug starts yawning, starts being sleepy. And just as Murug's finished his speech, the cult... Oh, sorry. I just realised I'm drawing on a... one that you can't see. The cultist... falls. The cultist, he says, going through technical difficulties. Falls asleep as the DM desperately tries to move that token back. He just yawns, big yawn, and falls forward flat on his face, and snores start coming through. Unfortunately, though, Murug stays stood, completely unfazed by this.
Is he undead?
He is not, but his health isn't enough. The amount that you have rolled is not enough to put him under as well. Oh
Just
wait,
wanted
no,
to check he was undead.
Yeah, he is undead, isn't he?
give me 1 second. Let me just check Murug's.
Because if he's undead, it would be immune to it anyway.
Murug did say that he died.
He did, yes, sorry. I've just checked his thing as well. He is definitely undead.
He would be immune to it anyway. then.
Yes. So the cultist in front drops forward, and you can now hear snoring.
Okay. I would suggest now would be the time if we attack.
Good idea, and I'm gonna ready
Looks like
just
we're
my
not the only
guiding
one
bolt.
that didn't enjoy his speech.
And as you are readying to attack, everyone roll me... I've forgotten the name of it. Initiative.
Initiative.
Everyone roll initiative, please. Okay, guys. So, just before we had a quick break, we had just rolled initiative. And initiative goes like this. It goes Gregor. Something. Ezador. Something. Cult member 4. Dix. Cult member 5. Murug.
Ooh.
Oh wait, no,
Who's
sorry.
last?
Sorry. Gregor, cult member 3, Ezador, something, cult member 4, Dix, cult member 5, Murug, something. So as you are all readying yourselves for combat, as you prepare to make your actions, the smoke starts to clear from the forms of the 2 cult members that Murug had stabbed. As they do, you see at first Two pairs of legs appear. One of the pairs of legs is human and clad in what looks to be kind of like martial arty type of robes as the smoke starts clearing. The other has these leather boots on that are tied together. And as more and more smoke clears, you see kind of like almost baggy pants that are surrounded by more leather. More and more of the smoke clears, and from the one on the left-hand side, right-hand side for you, but left-hand side for the actual cult itself, the smoke clears, and you see an arm stapled onto the rest of the arm. Sorry, on the left-hand side. A green arm stapled to the rest of it. As the smoke clears on the right-hand side, you see a torso with staples attaching it back together. More of the smoke clears. And Gregor, you see, once more, the forms of your former companions. Slack-jawed, glassy-eyed, barely able to mutter a word. All they can really utter out is, Gregor.
No difference then.
And now...
Did Bibbit make it to the party?
You'll have to see. We enter combat.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Ooh. Fuck you know.
Now, do you see why I was so insistent for us not to take the break there? That was a perfect break point. So, Gregor, we're on you. As you see the undead forms of your friends, your former companions, slack-jawed, just gazing at you.
Rag, Ivok, good to see you again. I wish it was on better circumstances. Yes. Exactly, Rag. I totally agree with you. I mean, what can I do? What can I do? I just look at Murrug just straight in the thingy and just say, you think this is going to intimidate me? You think this is going to scare me? I have been in a war, you know. I have lost comrades.
Not intimidate. I just thought it would be fun.
Then you are a very, very sick person and you need to stop. No matter, no matter. Anyway, I just got one more question for you.
What?
Is that a plinth of Merkel right behind you?
Wouldn't you like to know?
That's all I need to know. And I'm going to ready guiding bolt at full power, and I'm going to shoot it straight into Murrug's, but I'm actually aiming for the plinth to destroy it.
Okay, roll to hit. So you're aiming at Murrug, but you're aiming to destroy the plinth.
Yeah.
So yes, roll to hit, please.
Oh boy. Ooh, 19.
So that actually hits Murrug then.
Ooh.
Roll your damage. As you... Sorry, go on.
I was going to say that is 6d6 radiant damage.
Roll that damage then.
I can't remember. Do the undead get extra damage from radiant or not?
They might do. They might do. Yeah, you kind of, as you say this to him, you pull your arms apart and a whomp, whomp starts emanating from behind you, between your hands.
Sick. 4 1s out of all that. 14.
14. So yeah, this you pull back and woof, this guiding bolt just streaks by, passes over the top of the sleeping cultist, and with a heavy explosion, hits Murrug square in the face. The smoke clears, and you now see that the other side is also singed. Not quite beyond repair, but it is burning heavily on him. His skin flakes away ever so slightly, and he takes 28 points of damage.
Nice.
He just lets out a sudden as he is in quite a fair amount of pain.
Right.
Just gonna delete that.
But the plinth is still standing.
The plinth is standing. Merkel took that hit with that roll.
All right.
Unless you have any bonus actions, or unless you want to move.
I was thinking of moving, but I didn't know which way to go, really. Okay. I'm gonna get about up to here and start like. No, actually, I'm just gonna stay there for a bit and see which one of the zombies is gonna walk towards me.
So after launching this guiding bolt, you just step forward 10 feet and just kind of like plant yourself about 10 feet away from the unconscious cult member and kind of like almost as a focal point to the undead corpses.
I just turned to Dix and Ezador. Could you take out Murug while I deal with my former companions?
We'll try.
That's what you want. I go.
I think it's red that I put them back in the ground and I just pull out my hammer, just turn back around and face them.
Okay, so we're up to cult member number 3 then, who is currently just fast asleep on the ground. So we skip his turn and we get to Ezador.
Okay. I'm gonna move the map, apparently. Oh, how is the map moving and not my...
Change the thing from the hand to the pointer, top left, in your tools.
Change it from the pointer?
No, change it to the pointer.
Right. Yeah. I'm gonna move there.
So where are you moving to? Please describe.
There.
Forward 4 squares, right 2.
You move diagonally forward to near towards where the resurrected corpse of Ivik is.
No, sorry, yeah. So just to the right, below where Ivik is. And then I want to blink, strike, cultist number 5 behind him.
Okay. Give me 1 second. What's your proficiency again, sorry? And also, sorry, how many blinks have you done in total?
With Ezador? 1.
Yes. How many have you done with Jax as well? Total them together.
Well, it's 6, all in all.
You still cannot blink strike, I'm afraid.
Right.
It is when proficient after 20 blinks without exhaustion. Does not have to be consecutive.
But I'm not exhausted, Jax is.
No. After 20 blinks without exhaustion, as in after you've blinked 20 times and
why you were pressing it so much.
Proficient,
yes.
I can do blink strike.
Yes.
Oh, right, okay.
Sorry, yes. It basically is an unlock. Same with the attuned part of it.
Alright, I'm going to instead go there. And
okay, so yes.
Hit him with my short sword.
So yes, you changing tact, you kind of look at your blink watch and realise you're not quite ready for that yet. So instead, you continue making your way, you pass by Ivor, and you make your way to the side of the cultist number 5 as some of the spray from the river on both sides kind of like sprays against you, splashing your back ever so slightly, but threatening to collapse down, but not quite collapsing yet. What do you do as you approach the cultist?
Yeah, I'm just going to hit him with this short sword.
Yeah, roll to hit, please.
Right. Well, I'll roll the 3.
As you go to attack with the short sword, the cultist just takes a step to the side and draws his own short sword. As he draws it, it kind of like chinks against your short sword.
Okay.
blocks it.
I think that's it then. Can't ready in action, can I?
You can't, I'm afraid. Ready in action is your main thing if you want to do that. I believe you've moved, and unfortunately, I don't believe you have bonus actions.
Nope.
Unless you wish to shift, I believe that's a bonus action, but that's up to you.
Shift?
Yeah, to Jax. I believe that was a bonus action.
Yeah, he's got exhaustion though.
That's fair. So at this then, we are up to the resurrected corpse of Ivor. He just kind of, jaw open, just starts staggering towards Gregor, slowly at first, but before Gregor can react, he is to the next side of him. He opens his mouth. Gregor, you abandoned us.
Call your breath stinks.
With that, he's going to roll to attack. That insult is going to have a little extra vigor behind it, Christ. 19, I'm guessing?
Yes.
So, as you say that to him, he reaches a palm out and strikes it forward into your chest. You take 8 points of damage.
8 points of damage, and he's undead, so
That's 4 points of damage.
Rebound.
Oh, yes, you get rebound, sorry, yes.
I get rebound, and that is a 1d8.
So, roll your 1d8. So it's not half.
5.
5. So you take 3 points of damage then from that.
I don't know if that's radiant as well.
It's not.
There's enough bollocks.
It is not. So as he strikes you with the palm, you feel a strong reverberation coming from the armor. It takes most of it, and you see the shockwave hit up back his hand.
Sorry. Never mind. I'll mention it later.
Okay. He pulls his hand back. You still take 3 points of damage. He shifts his foot back, and you see, even though his eyes are undead, you see his eyes glow for a sec as he goes for a flurry of blows. First one. I'm assuming a 27 is going to hit.
Yep.
So that is 10 points of damage. So roll your 1d8.
Sorry, yeah, that is 1d8 plus 2.
Okay. So we'll go for that from now on then.
5.
So, as he hits again with the palm of your hand, his hand, again another shockwave reverberates. You both take equal damage from that. You both take 5 points of damage. As he once again staggers back, and for the final time, his leg lifts up, like recoiling back from that, and he swings his foot around for his final attack with this flurry of blows. 26.
Yep.
And that is 9 points. So if you roll your d8 once more.
9. 6.
So with his kick into the side, you kind of feel your side lift up, but again it pushes back and it spins his leg around. He kind of like plants his foot, and you can see there is visible damage to his leg as it plants, and he kind of spins back around to face you. And he takes... What was that again, sorry?
It was 6.
Okay. So he takes, 6 points of damage. You take 3.
Have you been practicing?
With this, we're up to cultist number 4. So he starts making his way forward. 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. He's also going to attack you, Gregor.
Great.
And because it's flanking, he's going to have an advantage on this. He needs that advantage. Does a 14 hit?
Yes, it does.
A 14 hit. Okay. So, as you're kind of preoccupied with Ivok, or the form of Ivok attacking you, you don't quite realise another cultist has snuck up behind you. He slashes towards your back, and the sword cuts into like a little gap in your armour. It slices, but it doesn't hurt too much. It does 2 points of damage.
2 points of damage. Right.
Dix, we're up to you.
Yes. Right. I'm going to shift to the left about 10 feet.
Yep.
Just behind the seagull.
So seagull flies overhead as you shift backwards. Just, go!
And remembering what Gregor said to me, I'm going to look towards Murug.
Mm-hmm.
And with a 360 or 180, no, full round 360.
360, yeah, 360.
Yeah, I'm gonna 360 it, swell my hat as I go around.
Right.
And I'm gonna throw at him Ray of Sickness at 3rd level.
Okay.
He needs to make a con save of 15.
I don't think he's making that. Let me just roll it. Con, you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not making that.
Yeah, it's a 22 hit.
Yeah, almost certainly.
Yeah, so I'm gonna roll damage, and it's also poisoned as well.
Okay. So yeah, roll your damage.
That's 12 points of damage.
Okay.
And he's also poisoned.
Just checking if an undead can be poisoned.
I'm not sure about that one. Didn't say anything on my spell.
I don't think it can be, but I just want to double check. It looks like they can be poisoned. So, how much damage was it again, sorry?
I can't remember what I said. Was it 13 or 12?
I think it was 12.
Maybe we'll go with 12.
Okay, so as you spin your hat around then and launch it at Murug, this bright sickly green ray just zooms out and again hits him square in the face, exactly where the guiding bolt did, dealing 12 points of damage. His head reels back, and as it slumps forward, he just kind of coughs and this green bile starts pouring out. He's still stood, but he's not looking fantastic. We'll admit that. And poison has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks.
Yeah.
Does it say how long he's poisoned for?
No. I'll double check it, but as far as I'm aware, it's instantaneous.
Mm.
It's just yeah, the duration's just instantaneous.
Okay,
So I believe
fair
it's
enough.
just for the duration, yeah.
Yeah.
For the foreseeable.
Okay. Let me just see if there is something that I can place on him so that we remember that he is.
I don't know if
roll.
it's normal poison length times or anything. I mean, you can set one yourself if you feel you need to.
Nah, it'll be right. Okay, so cultist number 5 then is currently locked in combat with Ezador. He again has unsheathed his scimitar and is kind of like against Ezador's short sword. He kind of like feigns it slightly so the sword goes by and he slashes across. Does a 19 hit you?
Yep.
Okay, so as he does his feint and he slams it across, it kind of like catches your cheek ever so slightly, but enough to cut it, dealing 3 points of damage. And with that, we are now up to Murug then. Murug, who has taken a guiding bolt to the face and a ray of sickness all in the span of around about 4 seconds, He's not feeling too good. He's not looking too good. He's not a happy man. He... Oh shit, I've forgotten a very important skill of his, but that's fine. Okay, so he holds his hand out and a white shimmering dagger appears out of nowhere. He holds it, reaches back and launches it directly at the last person who hit him, Rag. Not Rag, Dix.
Do it Rag instead.
I was going to say, it'd be a lot easier for you if it did hit Rag, but... So that's a nat 20.
Is that with disadvantage?
Oh, yes.
Another nat 20.
No, oh god, that would have been great. No, 17. Does that hit you?
Yeah, that does hit. Yeah.
Okay, well, to be fair though, you have just negated
Oh, yeah.
a fair bit of damage. You take 5 points of piercing damage as this shimmering wraith-like dagger just is thrown. It almost looks like it disappears through cult member number 4 and reappears directly in front of you, Deeks. As it, again, just embeds itself in your chest for a split second before disappearing, leaving the wound.
What type of damage was that?
Piercing.
Piercing.
Yes.
Alright. Yeah, I don't have any resistance to that.
Unfortunately not.
Okay.
With that, he also spreads out his arms and he just...
Witness the power of miracle.
And as that happens, there's a sudden whoosh, as the same white light that was reefed around the dagger erupts behind him, and a giant figure appears behind him. Probably, you would estimate about 9-10 foot. Doesn't have any feet. It's kind of like tapers off into a wisp. Its arms are quite large. It's got claws on its hands. Its face is almost like a blank, jagged template with 2 horns rising behind it. Hi everyone, Tom here. As usual, I'd like to thank everyone who has watched or listened to this episode of RollCast, and apologies for this episode being slightly late. You may have noticed that this one has ended quite abruptly, and well, that's because the full finale is over 4 hours long, so we thought we would split this one into 2 episodes for this special Chapter 1 finale. The Reaper, the Maelstrom, and the Thief is a homebrew Dungeons & Dragons campaign by RollCast. This episode has featured JB as Dix Meloncall, Coogan as Gregor the Last, Gareth Ryan as Ezador Calderos, and Tom Crabbe as the DM. Intro, midpoint, and outro music were, as always, provided by JB, and editing and sound mixing was done by Tom Crabbe. Now more than ever, with Chapter 1 wrapping up, I'd like to say a big thank you to all of the amazing artists who have allowed us to use their ambiences, effects, and music tracks. I know I say this every episode, but honestly, their generosity is absolutely vital in enabling us to really enhance our sessions and hopefully enhance your listening experiences as well. If you like what you've heard in terms of the music this session, I highly recommend checking out this episode's description for links to all of the tracks used, but of course, special thanks goes to Adrian von Ziegler, Alexander Nakarada, Kevin McLeod, Michael Gelfi Studios, Mew, Scott Buckley, Survival Spheres, and The Seventh Midnight. RollCast is on Facebook, X, and YouTube. You can find us on them using the handle @CastThatRoll. So if you've watched this on YouTube and you like what we do, why not like the video and drop us a sub? Maybe leave a comment or 2. It really does help us get out there. We've also got all of our previous episodes up in our Season 1 playlist, so again, why not go through it, give it a catch up, and like them as well, especially as our Season 1 playlist will be completed very, very soon. After next episode, in fact. Our social media profiles have information about upcoming episodes, clips from the latest episode, and us just really interacting with the larger D&D and podcasting communities as a whole. So look for us out there. Again, you can find us on Facebook, X, and YouTube, all on the handle @CastThatRoll. Don't want to watch but still want to listen? We've got your back. Look for RollCast on Spotify, Amazon Music, Podbean, Good Pods, and all other podcast platforms. Or, alternatively, you could add our RSS feed so you never miss an episode. If you have listened to this episode using your favourite podcasting app, or even if it's just a random podcasting app, why not drop us a review? It really does help, and it also lets us know what to improve upon for future. Once again, a big thank you for the penultimate time this chapter. The full session of this one was an absolute blast to film and play through, and we're not done yet. There's still a lot left unresolved as we head into the second part of the finale. Murug still breathes, sort of. The ritual is well underway, there's that weird spectre that was summoned at the end, and of course, there's still the matter of the undead Rag and Ivik to deal with. How will our trio of heroes cope? Well, you'll have to watch or listen next week on the 13th of March when our first chapter concludes. Until then though, stay safe, have fun gaming, and we'll see you next time at the table. Okay, I need to see if I can remember what happened last session fully. I think I do. Why is there a dildo on your wall?
It's like a candle.
What are you in India doing in your spare time? It's up to you.
Suspicious. There's a wall.
It's the shadow. It's the shadow.
I mean, you notice that he gets up and he's just going up and down up on the wall.
He gets very flustered during sessions. I just thought he was really getting into it. Turns out something was really getting into him.
No, that's the bondage shit. You just sit on the candle.
I was going to say, Coogan, can you smell burning latex now?